Hey guys, so it pretty much rained all day and I decided to make some corn chowder. I've made chowder before and I made homemade stock. Today I don't have the time for that, so I'm cheating and I'm going to use chicken stock. In my corn chowder, I'm also going to add seafood. I'm going to have some clams and shrimp, and I'm also adding potatoes because I'm greedy. Um, so let's get to the ingredients, all right? Okay guys, so here are my ingredients. I have 4 red potato cubes. I have some onion powder, garlic powder, fresh black pepper, sea salt, cayenne pepper. I have some flour for my roux, tomato. I may use that for garnishment, not sure yet. I also have some cheese. I have an Italian blend and also like a taco blend, chives, heavy whipping cream, turkey bacon, green onion, red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, chicken broth, onion, parsley, and corn. And as I stated, I'm adding seafood to my chowder, so I have my clams and my shrimp. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm over to my stove, and what I'm going to start off doing, I'm going to start off cooking my turkey bacon first. Once that gets to the color I want it to be, I'm going to remove it, set it to the side, and then I'll move on to my white onion, green onion, and bell peppers. So in my pot, I have about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil. So I'm just waiting for that to heat a little bit, and then I'm going to start cooking my turkey bacon in it. For you bacon lovers, you can actually use regular bacon and use the fat from that bacon to cook your onions and peppers. But I'm trying to be a little healthy today, so I'm using turkey bacon. It's going to come out the same. Doesn't matter. So let's go. All right, so I'm going to start off cooking this turkey bacon. Such music to my ears. Like I said, I'm going to cook that up so it gets a little golden brown. And then I'm going to set it to the side and move on to my white onion, green onion, and bell peppers. Not quite the color I'm looking for, so I'm going to let that cook for another 3 minutes. Okay guys, here's my bacon. I am satisfied with the color, so I'm going to remove this and set it to the side. When you're using turkey bacon, remember to cook it on a medium to low fire, and I constantly turn it so it doesn't stick. So yep, that's the color I'm looking for. So I'm going to remove that and then start working on my white onion. Alright, so I have my onions going. Ooh, getting a nice color to it. I think it's about that time for me to add my peppers and green onion. Add that in. And I'm going to cook that for about 3 minutes. Right back. So as you go along, you may need to add a little bit more oil, and for me, I'm going to add a little bit more. That way, when it's time for me to start cooking or adding my flour, the pot is not going to be dry. So I guess it's been 2 minutes since my peppers and onions and green onions been cooking. My Google will probably let me know that in a few seconds or so. But in the meantime, I'm going to add a little bit more oil. That's about 1 tablespoon. Like I said, my Google's reminding me. Okay, Google, stop. Alright, so now I'm going to add my flour. So I added about 3/4 cups of my flour. I'm going to save the rest for later, depending on how thick I want it. I may add more flour or I may not. So you're obviously going to let your flour cook for about 3 minutes to cook off the floury taste. And then you're going to start adding your heavy cream and then your stock. Okay, so I'm going to add my heavy cream now. And make sure your stove is on a low fire because you don't want the flour to burn, but you definitely want it to cook. So far I added, what's this, a quart? Yes, 1 quart of heavy whipping cream. So I'm going to let that simmer until it thickens. And when it starts thickening, I'm going to use my chicken broth to kind of thin it out a little bit. Okay? So while I'm waiting for the flour and the heavy cream to thicken up, I'm going to start seasoning my pot. Again, make sure I keep it on like a medium-low. I'm going to bring you in closer so you can see that it is getting thick, but let me just add my onion powder first. You definitely want to season your pot to taste. And I'm going to add my garlic powder. These are my essential seasonings when I'm cooking. My essential seasonings is what I meant to say. Mix that in. It's thickening up really nice. So let me add a little bit of sea salt. I'm not going to add a lot. It's probably like a tablespoon. Excuse me. No, not a tablespoon. That's less. Half a teaspoon. I don't want to add too much salt right now because I'm adding my chicken broth. So let me show you how thick it is. And now is about the time you want to start adding your chicken stock so you can thin it out. I'm going to bring you in closer. Okay, so this is what it looks like. See how thick it is? Now it's time for us to add my chicken stock. All right. So let's add it. All right, so it's time to add the stock. Thin it out. I'm gonna pour it in slowly and stir. Not a lot, just, it all depends on how thick you like your chowder. I'll probably use half of this, and this is 48 ounces. My chowder is looking good. My potatoes still have to go in. I'm going to add that first, let that cook for about 10 minutes. And then I'll add in my corn and then my seafood. My seafood is going to be added in last. I'm going to steam my clams separately. And I'm also going to probably just roll my shrimp. You don't have to, you could just toss it in, but I like a little color on my shrimp. So I'm gonna cook it first. once you add that potatoes, that's going to help thicken it up. So I'm going to bring you in again so you can see the consistency. I said it's based on how thick you want your chowder. So let me add the potatoes and then I'll give you a close-up. Okay, so I added the potatoes. Here's a close-up of the chowder. I am going to let the potatoes cook for about 10 minutes like I stated, and then I'm going to add the corn. While the potatoes is cooking, I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning, my black pepper. I also have my cayenne pepper. And about this time, I'm going to taste for flavor. Okay, so I'm going to add my fresh black pepper. I like a lot of black pepper. Can you tell? Okay, that's good. And I'm going to add a little cayenne pepper. It's going to help give it a little color and kick. You don't have to add cayenne to yours, but I'm adding it to mine. And like I said, the cayenne pepper helps give it a little color, as well as add an extra level of flavor. Now I'm gonna just cover this and give the potatoes the opportunity to cook. But you know, like I said, I have other things I have to add. So while that's cooking, I'll start steaming my clams and working on my shrimp. Okay, so I arranged my clams in my pot. I added some chicken broth, and I'm going to cover and allow it to steam on a medium-low. Okay guys, so chowder's been cooking for a while. I added the potatoes and I also added the corn. Now I'm going to go in with some parsley, and I'm going to add my cheese. Okay, so here we go. Add some parsley. Yeah, baby. And add my cheese. This part is optional. And stir that in. Now, oh yeah, look at that. I'm actually going to cover this again and let this simmer. And I'm going to work on my shrimp. My clams is ready. I'm going to show you. Here are my clams. I steamed them a little, and as soon as they popped open, I took them out. So I'm not going to add these until the very end. Okay, so I have my shrimp going. I have a little bit of Creole seasoning on it. Honestly, this part is optional. You do not have to pre-cook your shrimp like I'm doing. You could just toss them in your soup probably about, let's say, 7 to 10 minutes before it's done. But you know me, I have to be extra with it. I like to pre-cook it just a little bit because I'm not going to add my seafood until the very end. I'll probably add it 5 minutes, cover it, let it simmer, and then my shit will be done. Okay? So like I said, you don't have to pre-cook it like I'm doing. Just toss it in your chowder 7 to 10 minutes before it's finished. But you should definitely pre-cook your clams. Okay, so it's time for us to check in on my corn chowder, right? The only items I have remaining to add will be my bacon, my shrimp, and my clams. And towards the end, I'm gonna add a little bit of the chives inside of it because I like that fresh taste of chives. So I'm gonna keep some to the side, add to the top. I'm also gonna add to the top my bacon, but I'm also gonna add some of my bacon inside of my chowder. So let's take a look at my chowder and then add the rest of the ingredients. And then we'll be having a taste test soon.
I have a reminder for Madame.
That's my reminder to check my chowder. Let's check it. All right, let's check this sucker. Ooh, yes, baby. Look at it. Nice and thick. Remember I said it depends on how thick you want your chowder. If this right here, if this consistency is too thick for you, you can always add a little bit more of your chicken stock. But for me, it's perfect. So let me add some of my bacon and my chives. Okay, some chives. Save some for the top. Handful of my bacon. Look at that. Oh my god. Mix that in well. Yeah, baby. I'm going to cover this for 10 more minutes. Add my seafood. Cover it for another like 5 to 7, and my chowder will be done. Can't wait. All right. Let's take a look. Yeah, baby. Mix it up. Oh, look how chunky that is. That's the way I like my chowder. Let's take a look at the seafood. Here's my seafood. Clams out of the shell, sitting in a little bit of clam juice. Definitely did not toss that. And my shrimp is pre-cooked. And now it's time to toss those suckers in. Here we go. Juice and everything. Oh yeah, baby. Mix that in. Oh, good Lord. If you're not a chowder person, I'm sure after this video you're gonna become a fan. Okay. All right, I'm going to cover and let it simmer for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna do a taste test. I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm just weird because I'm such a foodie. Oh God, that looks so good. Can we get a close up on that? Close up on that. Okay, guys, all done. Time to add to a bowl and do a taste test. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.